Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we have learnt about the Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga. So Krishna, before starting to explain about his own glories and the devotion to him, that is Bhakti Yoga, in the first section, that is first 6 chapters, at the end of this section, that is 6th chapter, he dedicates to explain about the Ashtanga Yoga system, that is Dhyana Yoga. So in the previous discussion, he has already brought out the topics of Sakama Karma, the Nishkama Karma, the Jnana Yoga. So in this chapter, that is 6th chapter, he completely discusses about the Ashtanga Yoga practices. Ashtanga Yogis can be considered in parallel with the Jnana Yogis, because Ashtanga Yogis also are aloof from the society. They generally stay in a place where people doesn't dwell. It is a remote area. So Krishna mentions for one to practice Dhyana Yoga, internally he should have the detachment. He should have reached to this platform of detachment. Detachment from the worldly things and detachment from the temporary relationships of this world. So that's why he mentions Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stitah ekaki yata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. So here Krishna is mentioning what is the qualification for one to practice the Ashtanga Yoga, or what level one should have reached so that he can go ahead in the practice of Dhyana Yoga. Yogi yunjita satatam. Satatam means constantly. Constantly he is meditating on the Paramatma. So the Ashtanga Yogis, they generally meditate on the Paramatma, who is sitting in the heart of everyone. The Jnana Yogis we saw, their main focus is on the impersonal Brahman. Impersonal means the Nirakara Brahma Jyoti. That is another aspect of God. So here the Ashtanga Yogis, the Dhyana Yogis, they are meditating on the Paramatma who is residing in the heart of everyone. So Yogi Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Rahasi Stitaha. Rahasi means the place which is remote from the public dwelling. Like that's why people, you see the yogis, they in India, they go to Himalayas for meditation. So Yogi Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Rahasi Sita. So Rahasi means secluded place. So they can also go to they go to forest generally, because the forest is a like remote place. Atmanam Rahasi Sita Ekaki Yata Chittatma. Ekaki means the only one pointed attention. Yata Chittatma. Chitta means the consciousness. It is completely focused to the form of Paramatma. Nirashir aparigraha. Nirashir means not having any other desires or not attracted to anything else of this world. Then aparigraha. Aparigraha means not having any possessions, any material possessions. He is alone. He is not having any material dependence on which he can depend on. He is completely dependent on the Paramatma on whom he is meditating. So he is not having any other material shelters. So this is what is the level of the Ashtanga Yogi practitioner. So that's what Krishna is mentioning here in chapter 6. So further he mentions what are the methods. So generally the Ashtanga Yogis, their practice is gradual in different stages and different levels. Ashtanga refers to the 8 limbs What are the 8 limbs? 8 limbs are Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara, Asana, Pranayama, Dhyana, Dharana, and finally Samadhi. So these are the 8 limbs of the Dhyana Yoga. That's why it is called Ashtanga Yoga. Yama first refers to do's. Do's means what he should do. Like in previous verse, Krishna described what he has to do. He has to live in a secluded place and meditate. And then don'ts. Niyama means don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Pratyahara. Pratyahara means control the senses from the sense objects. All the senses have natural tendency to go towards the sense objects. Eyes want to go towards the distracting objects. The nose wants to smell something very fragrant. So like this, all the 5 senses are always disturbed and going towards the different sense objects. But pratyahara means to control them. Then yama, niyama, pratyahara, prana, asana. Asana means to follow the physical bodily postures. So that also helps one to concentrate his mind. Then pranayama, the breathing process. The ushvasa, nishvasa, that is inhaling and exhaling. So there are different pranayama for the yogis. Kumbhaka, Rechaka, like this. So then after this, then gradually he starts dhyana, that is meditation. Then the dhyana, when it becomes intense and for prolonged period, it becomes dharana, because he is holding completely at only one form, that is Paramatma. His mind is completely attached to that is called dharana. Then finally samadhi. Samadhi means he has completely fixed there. No other place. Mind is not wandering anywhere. So that's why it is called samadhi. So these are the 8 limbs of Ashtanga yogic practice. Now this different limbs Krishna explains in different verses of Bhagavadgita. So beginning with the yama, he has already explained in the verse 6.10. Further he explains about the asana and pranayama. So he mentions that Suchau deshe pratishtapya stiram asanam atmanaha natutritam nati nicham chailajina kushotaram. So he is mentioning here that Suchau deshe means the place which should be very clean. It should not be impure. Even if it is secluded place, it should not be an impure place. There should not be any impurity. Like sometimes if the yogis go to a forest, they find a place which is clean, like not a place like where some other animals are dead and anything is rotten there. So it should be a clean place. So Shuchau Deshe Pratishtapya means then you have your place there. Stiram Asanam Atmana, with a fixed posture. Stiram Asanam. Stiram means which is stable. The place should not be like it is too high nor it is too low. Nati Uchritam Nati Nicham. Chailajina Kushottaram. Then you place a cloth on the top of a kusha grass. So there should be a mat of kusha. It's called your asana, and on that you are placing your cloth and you are sitting. So Chailajina Kushottaram. Then further he mentions what one should do. Tatraikagram mana kritva yata chittendriya kriya upavishyasane yunjyat yogam atma vishuddhaye. So here Krishna is mentioning Tatra ekagram. Tatra means then. After placing yourself on that asana, Tatra ekagram mana kritva. When you fix your mind at one point of attention, Tatra ekagram mana kritva yata chittendriya kriya. Chitta means the consciousness should not dwell in any other things like past, thinking of the past or future or any other anxieties or any other desires. No. Yata chittendriya kriya means the consciousness and the indriya kriya, the activities of the senses. Everything should completely merge into the only one aspect of your meditation. Upavishyasani yunjat yogam atma vishuddhaye. So that is called the stage of yoga, dhyana yoga. So in the subsequent verse, then Krishna mentions more details, like one should sit in a very stiff, straight position, focusing his vision at the tip of his nose. Like you mentioned, sampriksha nasikagram swam dishascha navalokayan. So all other visions, you should avoid seeing any other place, just at one point, at the tip of your nose. So then brahmachari vrate sthita. So how we should practice the brahmachari? So not like having even a thought of any sex desire. So like this, Krishna mentions the practices of yogi. So further, Arjuna, when he hears the complete description of a dhyana yogi, the Ashtanga yogi, so he replies to Krishna that whatever description you have given about the dhyana yogi, the practices, it appears so impractical because my mind is so uncontrolled. I cannot go in a secluded place and do such kind of meditation. So it is very difficult for me. So like this, Arjuna explains this. So then further Krishna then finally gives his statement in chapter 6, 48 verse, that yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmanah shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. So here Krishna is giving the ultimate statement about the highest yogi. Who is the highest yogi? Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmanah. Means that among all the yogis, the one who is always fixing his mind on me, madgaten antaratmanah. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. And Shraddha means with full faith, he is doing my bhakti. Bhajate means to perform devotional service, to do his bhakti, to chant his holy names. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. So he is highest of all the yogis. So when Arjuna mentions that it is very difficult, so that's why Krishna mentions that this is difficult. Dhyana yoga is really difficult. It is not practical for everyone. So better is to focus your mind on me. Then after this verse, he starts with the next section, that is Bhakti Yoga. So next 6 chapters is of the complete description of the Bhakti Yoga. That's why Bhakti Yoga is most practical and is the highest. Hare Krishna. Thank you.